we'll start when we feel like it, all right?
Okay, I've already started
Trust
recording.
me.
No,
Okay,
no.
perfect. Now no pressure, but you were saying, sorry?
Yeah, no, that stupid damn beer. So every single time I get beer for any occasion, if I'm out, the first thing I look for is Kieran on the menu. If it's not,
Kieran on
yeah,
the menu. As
Kieran
in, if
Ichiban.
Kieran's on the menu,
Yes, like
or
if
is that the name of it?
the name is Kieran.
Okay.
It's a rice beer, and like beer Japan. I fall firmly in that second category. I don't know what it is, just rice beer tastes better to me. It makes me feel good.
Fair. I do prefer almost all the variants of rice alcohols, like sake, soju. I haven't had Kirin, so I honestly couldn't tell you if I enjoyed rice beer at the moment, but I'm going to try that soon.
Do it.
That's a good shout out. But yeah, I had a long haul of like really liking sakes, and I was like, is it single distilled or double? I can't. Is it cloudy or clear? Like, I only drink this, and I was really pretentious with it, but it's good shit. I feel you.
That's fucking awesome. All right, well, I suppose we should segue into an introduction. Would you care to do the honors of introducing yourself?
I shall. Hello, everybody. My name is PawllyDee. I have been graciously invited onto this wonderful Yapcast. Do I go on about my YouTube stuff? I don't want to promo yet. I can leave that to the end.
No, I think you should promo now. I think you should like I feel like we need to give the audience, we have to imagine that they have no idea who either of us are. Like they just saw like a 7-view YouTube video and they're just clicking on this shit.
Respect. I'm a VR chat enthusiast, and I DJ a lot as often as I can. Very funky stuff. You might have heard of it on YouTube, but aside from that, primarily a good friend of Heart Source, and they're a big fan of them, and that's going to segue into
me
the host of the night.
Excellent. I'm Heartsore. I do a lot of things and nothing at the same time. I primarily stream. I do Twitch streaming. I haven't done it in like a month and a half. Don't worry about that. I'm still a streamer at heart. Soar. Fuck.
I was gonna say it if you weren't. Yeah.
What have I done? Have I done anything notable? No. Well, the Gamble Core video. Yeah, that's pretty notable. I think like 50 people have seen it. It's pretty good.
Gamble Core video. Refresh my memory on that.
That's the really loud one I played before my first set.
Oh my gosh! Yes, absolutely. Okay.
No, this'll be my claim to fame. Is this podcast?
If nothing else, it's a wonderful memoir to leave behind.
It is. Somebody will see this, and it's like someone 1,000 years from now is going to be like a digital archaeologist, and they're gonna dig this up and be like, "What the fuck?" Awesome. Well, now that we've segued out of the conversation that was flowing about beer, I guess we should. I guess we should start with our with what we actually prepared, like a little bit.
Yeah, I've been burning to ask you this question. It's been bugging me for a while. But when you put on deodorant in the morning, do you do it before or after you put your shirt on?
What the So, generally, I wear tank tops. If I'm wearing a tank top, I apply deodorant at some point in the process, because it really doesn't matter. Like, your pits are exposed, it's not touching shirt. I don't think it really matters. If I'm wearing a t-shirt, then yes, it's deodorant before the shirt. Because if you do it after the shirt, like, I don't really think it's that big of a deal, right? Like, especially if you have good deodorant. I think a lot of this really comes down to the quality of your deodorant, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I bought some really shitty deodorant. It's like vanilla and sandalwood okay, that's the smell. And I bought it because I'm like, oh, that sounds like a different smell that I'm used to. Because generally I buy
Yeah.
like lavenders and other really good smelling deodorants. And I'm like, I want something that stinks good. Let me try this. Worst decision I've ever made.
Yeah, I'd chalk it up to a life lesson. I instantly would be triggered by the thought of putting a sweet smell into my armpit. But, we all have to live that experience once to really, yeah. Vanilla deodorant doesn't, that's like a perfume that belongs on the neck, not in a pit, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, like, I won't lie, it does kind of stink good a little bit, but like, it's not like I wouldn't be. I think I would have had a better use of my money had I had chosen to eat in the deodorant instead of put it on.
Or like stick a wick in it and burn it like a candle.
Fuck, I might. Don't give me ideas.
Fuck.
Don't give me
This
ideas.
is expensive DIY.
No, because that deodorant was fucking expensive. Like, it was not.
Okay.
Like, I suppose all deodorants, like, inflation, like the world. So I think everything's expensive, but that stick of deodorant, I don't remember what it was, but it was pricey enough that I like I kind of looked and I was like, is there anything cheaper? Is there a
Imagine
tinier
on the NASDAQ, you see like deodorant sticks as like a prime reflector of economy. Like, Old Spice is up. Sell.
selling all my stock in Old Spice?
Oh, like I don't want to stray too far because I'm gonna actually pull you back to that. So you you'd put it on first, regardless, other than muscle shirt aside. That makes sense. Yeah, that's easy enough.
I would say generally yes. Like, is there some days I don't put deodorant on? Yeah, those are bad days.
No, that's a different. It's a safe place here. We don't have to talk about that. That's outside the scope of the question.
Okay.
Okay, I want to argue. I always put it on after.
Okay. Why?
And my argument to that is because yes, if you have good deodorant, this isn't the kind of stuff you have to worry about. If you have like an aerosol deodorant, which I think is nasty, I don't like those. They last for like an hour, but I digress. Then do that shit first. But you put deodorant on if it's not great, and you put your shirt on, you like streak it all up your shirt.
That's true.
I think you put your shirt on, and then you can be really isolated, and you keep it all away from your shirt and stuff. I don't know. I mean, as a hairy pit human, it's I gotta be like a strategic strike. If I don't want to put that shit on too early, and ruin a perfectly good shirt on the inside. Not that I layer it on so that it's that much, but I think you got to be reserved with the distribution.
I think that's fair. Like, I think I think really the essentia of the question, right? Like, kind of what it boils down to is how willing are you to avoid putting any deodorant on the shirt upon putting it on? I walked around that question by putting on a muscle shirt, and now I'm good. But I think that's really what it comes down to is, like, are you mindful enough to apply the deodorant after the fact in a way that'll prevent you from having to deal with, like, staining? Or can you not be asked and just put it on beforehand? And maybe that's like a tell of character.
That's actually a very good point. I didn't think about it that way. And now you got me thinking like, it is usually when I have my nice shirts on and shit. Yeah. Good shout out. Good point.
Yeah,
Well, I was hoping to catch you out on if you wore deodorant or not, but we'll have to. You escaped that one pretty great. No, kid.
Oh, fuck. That was a good question, though. But like,
It's the yeah. I've now I can finally sleep. It's been bothering me.
how long has this been bothering you? We've known each other for like
No,
what,
I'm
16 months, something like
oh,
that.
it's been bugging me for at least 3 years.
This is a question
Yeah,
that predates.
yeah, yeah. I got it in a tarot card reading, like when I was younger, and it's sung with me. Thank you. It's
Oh
such a
my
relief.
gosh, you just reminded me of something that happened at Philadelphia that I have to talk about.
Please do. Please
Oh
do.
gosh, I could yap about that for hours. I just
No, I'll give you
there's
10 minutes.
so oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the guy. The fortune telling robot. Do you remember its name?
Shout out to the fortune telling robot.
You know what that is,
Um,
right? The
the
guy and
old,
the thing and the thing. It's old, yeah.
yeah, the old. It was like a fucking Newgrounds game thing.
Zoltar. It was fucking Zoltar.
That does ring a damn big bell. Yes.
Yeah. So somebody was dressed up as Zoltar and standing in a booth and handing out these fish. I don't know where the fuck you get these, but you put them in your palm and they curl up in a particular way, to which then they will read your fortune based off of the way it folds. It was really cool, but it wasn't really cool is that I was still in full like Kinger get up.
Yeah,
So I was like
that's what my
overstimulated
brain is
as fuck.
thinking.
Like mind you, like this
Yeah.
entire time, like I'm dressed as like I'll put a photo on the screen. Like I am dressed as Kinger. It is 82 degrees in the convention hall. I am sweating my ass off. Every 10 feet, I get asked, "Oh my gosh, Kinger, can I take a photo with you?" And I'll be honest with you, that shit was fucking awesome. I think cosplaying is something everyone should do at least once.
Agreed. Agreed. You didn't see. I've seen the pictures, and I imagine that you hadn't looked straight down for like hours. At this point, your neck has never been straighter that whole time. Like, or was it quite a sturdy, stout headpiece? Like,
It
did
was
you have the
not.
ability to like look straight down? No,
No,
okay, that's
no,
what I imagine.
okay.
It's like you've never stood straighter the whole afternoon. Yeah.
So I have to. Okay, now I get to talk a little bit about the method behind the madness. So, um, I was under the impression when the headpiece was initially being printed, the goal was to make it so that it would cover my face. And I was like, yeah, that's doable. You know, we'll probably have to put a little extension on the bottom of it. So I talked it out with my sister's boyfriend a little bit. He said he couldn't do that, and then gave it to me with 3 days left before the convention, which I still appreciate greatly, because otherwise I would not have had a head. I would have had to like paint my face beige, like freak out my eyes. I wouldn't have liked that. Uh,
Yeah.
but the straps, right? So they are. I went to Michael's. I know, fucking shame on me, right? I walked into Michael's. I bought some Velcro straps, and I kind of just weaved all of them into one big congealed mass under my chin.
I like that.
It was.
There's a Navy SEAL out there that's done the same thing.
I'm certain. There's probably a regular
Yeah.
seal out there that's done the same thing. Velcro is pretty
There's
universal.
probably a green one too.
Why is it green?
I don't know. I just didn't want to. There's navy, gray. I didn't want to
Beige.
exclude any other. Yeah. The scariest government team, the Pink SEALs.
Ink seals.
Does I don't let me go on a tangent, but I really am curious if Michaels in different countries smell exactly the same as they do in Canada, because every Michaels smells like the exact same, like somewhat potpourri, dried out wreath as every Michaels I've ever been in. I think
No, I
like
think
dry
you're
art
right.
supplies. I think.
Wait. What does a Michael's smell like? Let's ask DuckDuckGo.
The finest knowledge pool.
What is that smell inside Michael's craft stores? r/no stupid questions.
Let's go. I want some closure on this.
Somebody fucking replied, Michael, he's a stinky craft boy.
Damn,
So the fucking
that's
post,
harsh.
the post message. We're reading a
4
Reddit
stars.
post. You know what I mean? That smell inside all the Michael's craft stores. Every time I go in Michael's, I might as well be blindfolded, and I still know I'm in a Michael's
Yeah.
store. No one has
That's
an
kind of
answer.
what I'm saying. Same with dollar stores. Am I right? Shout out to your variant of dollar store or Dollar Tree or $1 or Pound Up, whatever they got in the UK. I'm not sure.
Pound up.
If that doesn't exist, I want it. I want it to.
You can be the change
You let me
wanna
go on a
see in the world.
tangent.
No, that was awesome. I liked that tangent. No, I know what
I got
smell you're
enough
talking
change
about,
to
though.
Yeah.
Fucking ah.
I
Okay.
think it's just like dried sticks and wreaths and potpourri and like white people hay, art made of hay.
I
don't know.
agree. I completely agree.
Lots of pieces of balsa wood.
I'm. I have to close this fucking Reddit post. I'm reading the related ones, and there's 4 in a row that are, why does gasoline smell so good if I'm not meant to drink it? I've thought that for a long time too.
It is a beautiful smell. As a car junkie motorcycle head, I love the smell of it. But quick, three tier list of things that smell great that you shouldn't drink. Let's go. You got to go first.
Is it cheating if I say gasoline?
Nope. That's why you got to go first. So gasoline. That's your.
Okay,
That's
I gotta,
gasoline.
yeah, I gotta come up with 2 more,
Okay.
right? Or you're gonna.
Yeah. I'm gonna 3 each. I would say my first one is a bit obscure. Do you know what Gugon is or goof off?
I do know what
Gugon?
Gugon. I know the
That
chemical
like
compound.
that citrusy. It smelled so beautifully orangey and like it's so nice, but you would die instantly if you drank it. That's my thing. I remember Gugon smelling really good.
It does. Lysol or like
Mhm.
any like cleaning product that
Ooh,
has
with
that
the
inherent
lemony
smell.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was thinking, like my brain was really thinking, like, and maybe it's because you talked about orange, but like that orange aroma, like that deep, like fruity. Oh, I could drink it. I really could. I shouldn't, but I
Could
could.
drink it. And no one else should as well. But yeah, the bleach that's so good they made an anime about it, right? That lemony freshness. If only I could feel that clean inside. What's my second one?
I think that's called a douche. I think that's what does it. That's what helps with that, not bleach.
True. But like on the inside, not that kind of inside.
Long douche.
Yeah, I want to see God, and when the clouds open, it's Mr. Clean reaching down for me. No, that's dark. No, much love, y'all. Diesel? Nah, Diesel don't smell that good. Shit. Like, quick fact: I'm a carpenter, but when you're cutting metal, whether it's like you're cutting nails or aluminum or using a cutoff wheel to grind metal, that smell of cut metal in the air, it smells so nice. But like, that's it's burnt holes in my glasses. It's a very bad smoke to breathe in while you're doing it. Sparks are pretty though.
I love cutting. I used to work in a when I used to do robotics in high school. We had a metal shop, and the amount of times I just walk in there just to like write paperwork while I could smell and hear metal getting cut. Oh, it's so fun.
It has such a distinct smell. I like that. Like it. Ooh, I've got my third one already.
I know what my third one
Last
is.
one for you, eh?
It's fucking
Okay, perfect. We can round
it's
this out
fucking
nicely.
wood glue. Now, wood glue is kind of a funny one because I've known lots of people in my life that have actually eaten a lot of wood glue and looked down upon me for saying that I would eat glue because I honestly think that glue has a really savory smell too. I'm changing my answer to glue because I think wood glue is like an easy answer because wood glue is just like sweetened glue. It's like unsweetened tea versus sweetened tea. I think
it's like wood glue even looks like condensed milk. Like, yeah.
I guess it does. But yeah, that
Kinda
fucking
do, yeah.
that fucking like like the texture, obviously, the texture is not great, but like when you open a fucking Elmer's glue bottle for the first time, you get a whiff of that. I'm like, damn.
Talking about the white glue, the
Yeah.
craft white glue.
Yeah, just like the
respect.
craft glue. Like not even like
It's
the
got a zing
industrial
to
glue.
it. It's like a Parmesan zing to it compared to other glues. Okay. Yeah. I think it's the quick evaporation is why it smells like that. There's a little more alcohol in it. So respect, I get you.
You put
Like
alcohol in glue.
a person of taste. Yeah, I see you. You have a fine taste, refined. Elmer's, please. Your finest Elmer's, please.
What's thing?
What was the glue that was it was my thing is like burnouts, tire smoke.
Yeah.
I love the smell of burnt rubber when it's not in a stressful, scary situation, but like hanging out at a drag strip or a racetrack for like 2 or 3 hours, even your eyes are burning if you're not used to it. And I imagine if I wasn't a partaker of the puffs, my lungs would feel it a lot. But yeah, that's an addicting smell.
It's so fucking good. One of my like I used to love when people would do burnouts on my street because then I'd get to fucking smell the rubber.
Hello, 911. I'd like to report some hoodlums in the street.
No, I would fucking never. Oh my god. That's fucking crazy.
So please come back. Same time tomorrow. Bye.
I'd fucking pay them for that. Oh shit, I just got like 3 Telegram notices. Somebody watching this is gonna get jump scared. I muted it, but oh, that's funny. I'm not editing those out. Those are staying in.
Damn. So what? Sorry. Okay. Not to pry, because I'm in the exact same boat when it comes to having taken a long break with like, I wouldn't say our personas, but like our hobbies and our stuff that we like to vent with. What? Not that you're on trial, but vent a little bit about why you've been taking a little bit of a break from VTubing, because a little bit of side lore, and not lay it on as thin as you want, but the back lore is like I met you through just browsing Twitch on like a bored night and came across. I wish I could tell you which game it was. Gosh, what was it? I don't know if it was Risk of Rain or something, but yeah, the typical pattern of like you come back the next day and then the third day I was like, okay, I'm going to say something in chat. And I think that's kind of the same story for everybody. But yeah, you're a damn good VTuber. And it comes very naturally, I can tell, with your personality and how you like to chat. So yeah, is there anything that you want to vent about in regards to having to take a break? Because life can get really busy and shitty.
Yeah, I
guess consider this a moment to defend yourself, because I totally get you. I'm in the same boat, and I can yap after for you if you like too. But yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, so I'll give some insight into kind of like everything. Like for me, streaming has always been like one of those things I always come back to, and I'm like, fuck, why did I stop doing this, right? Every single time I come back, like I did a stream a couple days ago on a different platform, and it was amazing. Like I had several people show up, which was more than I expected whenever you move platforms. That's always something that's scary. But a lot of it really just kind of stems from busyness. And then I think the other thing for me specifically is that I have a lot of hobbies that I want to explore, but don't feel comfortable exploring in a stream environment. Mostly out of like a self-confidence thing. Like my DJ streams, I keep them very limited in interaction exclusively because I want to avoid stressing myself out more. Not that it's ever happened, right? But it's like just one of those things that's always in the back of your mind when you're a streamer, or doing anything really, is that criticism that you're like, yeah, that's valid, but I'm live and I gotta sit through it. And then they complain about it, and it's like, you're right.
You
I
know what you're
agree.
doing and why you're doing it. That's a little bit of a self-preservation kind of
Yeah.
response, and that's, I think, wise and healthy. Yeah,
Yeah. It just
make
kind
make
of,
your DJing stuff a separate thing a little bit.
yeah. And like, I still like, it's still part sore. It's still me. And it's still something that I put out on Twitch. It's still something that I put out on YouTube. It's still something that I want to be foundationally part of my presence online. Because I really like DJing. It's really fun. I just need to do it more. And the problem is that as many opportunities as I do get, I like to give myself a little bit of time to prep these things and practice. And it's just kind of another thing to add to the list some days. And then other days I'm like, okay, I'm gonna DJ for 8 hours. And then I do, and I get a ton of practice in. And then it's like, oh well shit. Not getting that for a while. So
Oh, respect.
I guess to kind of tie it all together, right? Make a simple answer. It's all anxiety. Like there's a phenomenon that I know as a creator of any media that always kind of sits in the back of your mind. It's like you go a week without doing something, and then the second week you kind of get the itch and you're like, well fuck, it's been 2 weeks, I gotta come back and I gotta do something a little bit larger than I usually do, just because I feel bad for not being live for a week. And then you procrastinate that, and then it's week 3, and then it's week 4, and then at that point you're like, oh my fucking god, I need to lock in and just press the button. And that can be really hard sometimes, like as someone that VTubes. um I prefer PNG tubing a lot because it allows me to. It may not be as expressive, but it's a stylistic choice, and it also VTubing is a lot of fucking work.
I believe it. I really do.
Because like, it's there's so much more nuance that goes into like, is my eye tracking working? Can chat see that I'm moving? And even then, like, then it's all the back end stuff of like Vignon, where you have to rig your expressions. And I've helped a couple friends lately with it. And it was a big, like, that was like this takes fucking 8 hours to set up. And God forbid
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
breaks, because then you are back at square one. So
Yeah.
I just, and that's kind of why I like PNG tubing, is because it really is just, I turn it on, I make sure my audio levels are okay, and I press play, and I'm going. And I think adopting that policy again for a little bit while I'm in the slower energy state, is definitely helping. I actually plan on streaming, if not tomorrow, this weekend, but deciding if I want to go fuck around in VR tomorrow or not.
I know I will be, and we can discuss that more then if you like, because I'd be excited to see you hop back on again, even if, like, we can talk about a game if you want. If you don't have a particular idea, we can get a group of your homies, maybe versus a fam group, on some Super Battle Golf, or just a random idea. If you need something, let me know, because
Oh, yeah.
I would like to see you get back to that. And I do agree with you on the PNG tubing. There's a lot of Twitch streamers that I follow that they'll do the full VTubing maybe like once a week, and every other stream they do will be PNG tubing. And because yeah, the setup, the big thing, a long time ago I used to do a lot of YouTubing with my one of my best friends, and it was sitting in front of lights for several hours. Like, just looking into bright lights is what really put me off. So I couldn't imagine having to have perfect eye tracking and facial expressions and making sure you're smiling all the time. Ooh, the stress of that. I feel you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nuances to it. Yeah.
It just, yeah, it really comes down to a level of effort that goes into the stream. And like, for those of you who have watched my streams, like, there is a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on. There's a lot more stuff I want to do. And it's kind of also putting an impact on my PC whenever I VTube alongside all the really visually heavy or crazy shit I pull off in OBS sometimes. Mostly because I lack the technical know-how to do it in an efficient manner. So I throw it together by using tutorials and best guesses, and usually it's like a day or two project, and then if it works great for however long it works, and if it doesn't work, then I usually kind of shelve it for another month or two, and then I go back to it. You know what game I've been playing lately that I've really enjoyed, and I'm going to talk you into playing at some point. It's called
Yes.
we may have
I'm
played it on
opening
stream.
Steam right now. Let's look it up. Okay, go on.
Myco Punk. Did I make you play Myco Punk?
Myco Punk. It sounds really familiar, but no, you have not.
It's a good game. It's a it's kind of like the same gameplay loop as something like Helldivers. But it's a first-person shooter that has a big focus on your weapon builds. It is also very movement heavy, which are all things I really like. I like going fast, I like shooting things, and I like having the opportunity to make stupid bullshit work.
Yes, I did see you playing this. I'm looking at pictures of it now, and that gun that looks like the sword from Halo
Yes.
with the little dodecahedron or whatever it is on the inside. Yeah, I remember that stream. It was a while back. Interesting. It's I'm so bad at fast play shooters. I've been trying to really hone in on friends versus friends, but that does look good. I'm curious. I'll add that to the wish list.
We should run the ones in friends versus friends. I think that would be very fun.
We should.
I'm washed, so
should.
like, you know. So you did I ever
Like
tell
right
you
now,
that
we
was
want to turn the podcast into a let's play? I'm just kidding.
fuck you know I already had picked up the mouse when you said that. I like the idea,
Yeah.
but I think
My hands on the mouse. Hands on the mouse.
I was ready.
Maybe later. I'm excited though.
That I would
Yeah.
that could even be a post podcast thing. We could talk first and then we could do that. But the fucking Friends versus Friends was the first game I ever streamed. I got
respect.
Yeah, so origin story here. My friend Jay, who's been on the channel a lot, he had reached out to, or he was playing a lot of friends. We were duos, so like I was Haru Gunner 83, and I honestly forget what his name was.
That fucking checks out. It really does.
It was awesome. We were fucking menaces. Like we'd go on like 20 streaks in ranked, or no, it was pre-ranked because we played like the first month of release. So we ended up running into another player named Artie Wolf. Artie's the one that actually got me into streaming. We don't talk very much anymore. I still lurk in there occasionally. Nothing bad.
I miss you, Artie.
Yeah, I would very much. I need to. That's one thing I suck at is reconnecting. I have that nasty habit where like it just kind of all comes down to like time management alongside working a fucking draining long work week is like maintaining like, you know, checking on a friend after a few weeks and be like, hey, how's it going? You hanging in there?
That's a whole beast. That's a whole thing to unpackage. It's tough for a lot of people, and it's been changing a lot. That whole with the modern era, we know so many people, and it's a lot can go on in a week's time, and it's easy to. I'm speaking for myself. It sounds like you can relate, but it is easy to kind of, unfortunately, with no ill intention, lose touch with some people, and I used to feel really bad about it, but it's better than nothing. I will like just send a message after like 4 months even and just be like, hey, hope you're doing well, and like as I'm sending it, I'm like, oops, hope you're doing well, much love. But yeah, such is life.
Yeah, and like one thing I always like to emphasize to folks, especially the friends I'm close with, is like I get lost in my own head. I get lost in all my projects. It's how I deal with working a 9 to 5 that I'm not particularly fond of. Um, I really love, like, I actually love what I do. I just don't like my workplace. So it's figuring that out, and then
There's
maybe
a lot to
getting.
be said about that. Yeah.
I would ideally, I would like to be doing like this kind of stuff full time, because I love talking. I love talking, and I love hanging out and interacting and entertaining. I love entertaining. That's the word. I like entertaining. I like giving experiences. I like sharing experiences. It's like integral to it's to my core. Like I remember when I was like 11 and I would do fucking whatever platform was available through Facebook. I would stream myself being silly. Like just from my camera in my desk chair just spinning around and being goofy.
Yeah, I feel you. There's I have a very old YouTube channel, and I've actually like removed like 200 videos of all of the cringy old stuff I used to do as a kid. There's still some up there, but yeah, it was. I think it's long story short, and you can definitely relate. Like, it's that feeling that we had in the original, like moments of creating stuff very wholeheartedly, that we fight for these days, and it gets buried under the stresses of not just work life and bills and finances, but like self-imposed expectations whenever you're doing something, whether that's uh, streaming or like even the DJ stuff. Like, um, it's it's healthy to like stop and think and talk about it, because so much of the worries about these things, they're real. They're not like invented, but like they're in your control. And however much, having a shitty day job feels like it isn't in your control, it's temporary. And the fact you're putting your energy, you're focusing on it at the sacrifice of some of your more luxurious hobbies, means you'll be out of it someday. That's for sure. And just being able to take some time to do stuff like this, to try and get back into VTubing this weekend, that's admirable a lot, because I think that's why the Fam Jam is around as well, because I think that kind of inspiration is super needed these days. It's such a drag, let alone lack of time and money these days.
Yeah.
So,
Because I'm like,
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I am fucking broke now. Like
Yeah, homie.
2 trips
Oh
back to
god.
back. I flew because I didn't want to drive because I didn't want to
Hmm.
drive. And I like flying. I really like airports. I really like the flying experience. Like it's not even like a luxurious thing. It's just like there's so many people going to a place and they're all going for different reasons usually. I think that's cool. Um But doubling back to what you said, thank you, first off. Second off, yeah, I literally have to like I kind of after my trip, I kind of had a week where I was just like, fuck. I'm I'm kind of miserable right now. Like we've got I came in I had one of my coworkers was let go during the time I was gone. Actually several of them that I was close with. So I had
That's
that.
rough.
Yeah, I mean, it's a miracle I still had a job though. So, can't look a gift horse in the mouth. Um, so we um ended up kind of deciding like, hey, I don't want to be at my job in a year. I would ideally like to not be at any general like steady income place of employment within a few years. But I want to definitely keep that as I move because next year I'm moving and that'll be exciting. I don't know where yet, but the lease is up and I want to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
So
goals. Hmm.
yeah, but yeah, it's a very challenging thing to kind of push yourself to like come home from a day at work and go, you know what I need to do? I need to go fucking do a podcast or I need to go stream. Because the problem is, whenever I do it, I have so much fun. That's 5.5 hours I just killed. 5.5 hours just being chill and like
Mhm.
doing shit. Um, like I did that on that one stream on the other platform. It was a 5.5 hour long stream of Myco Punk.
Hell yeah. But now you have to find the time to shower and make dinner and stuff. That kind of energy.
Exactly. Now it's like, okay, now I
Yeah.
have to figure out food. I have to do laundry, which thankfully I've kind of gotten back into the habit of doing laundry. For a really long time I struggled with that. But I don't know. Post like I think it was I had the 2 trips back to back where I had to wash my daily drivers pretty much all at once. And now I've just gotten used to the cadence and paying $4 to go use the actual washer and dryer and not the.
So fair. I wasn't even thinking about that. Having to pay for it. Dang.
I mean, I have, so we do pay for a washer and dryer hookup, but it's one of those 2-in-1 machines, and it takes on average probably about 10 hours to run a load of laundry.
What the helly?
Yeah, because you have to run
That's crazy.
It washes great and it dries like
The
shit.
dryer goes like 6 times. Yeah.
So you're kind of just stuck like with wet clothes.
Can I give you a hot tip real quick?
What's your hot tip?
My hot tip is once you finish your wash, just put half of it into the dryer and it'll dry so much faster, and then do the other half. It can wait. It's because it's getting overloaded, I imagine.
You're presenting wise information. We'll need to
No. I'm
theorize
presenting
this.
a hot tip. Don't try and change the
Thank you.
topic.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Thank you for providing me your hot tip,
specifically
PawllyDee.
A hot air dried tip. Right? There's nothing better than a dry shirt. A nice hot dry shirt.
I agree.
I don't want to see you with any more damp clothing. I feel bad for you.
I don't wear damp clothing. That's why I started using that washer and dryer. I was like,
That's why all my shirts are muscle shirts, so they dry quickly.
that's true, by the way. Like that's not like entirely why, but like, I mean, my sets of clothing, right, is like the work shirt, the work pants, the fucking socks, and then it's like muscle shirt, graphic tee, hoodie, and that's pretty much my repertoire. I would love in the next few years to kind of get my fashion back on point and like actually go into that. But at this point, I'm like I'm kind of broke.
Same here.
I have my
Yeah.
I have my button ups that I wear over my graphic tees, and I know that might be considered a little cringe, but like I like it and it's comfortable and it's like you're walking around with a cape all the time, and I think that's badass.
Yeah. Also, you're gonna be Segoides.
Exactly.
Mhm.
What else was
No,
there?
personal fashion like choices aside, I feel you. Long time ago, I used to work at Adidas, and I was never like a sporty person, so it was a very nerdy introduction to a lot of people and the whole environment of athletics and clothing and fashion, because they had the um, originals division, which is just fashion stuff. But I kind of got a little hooked on it. I had a shoe addiction. I've got a nice taste for jeans, like nice fitting jeans and clothes. I've put effort into owning 2 different suits that are fitted. But my problem is getting into the trades after the last like 10 plus years. It's like all I do is look at that stuff. I don't have the time to like care about it anymore, and I just wear like calf high socks and work boots and khaki pants, and I want to try to start caring about it again, and see what stuff still fits. You know.
That's the fucked
But
up
it is
part.
very expensive, yeah. So expensive these days, just with my cat's knocking stuff over. Because I think it's a big constriction on imports and stuff. Like everyone kind of complains about everything being made in China and whatnot. Not to be specific about this conversation, but now that that's being fought against, the prices of a lot of things are going up. Uh, I haven't bought a brand new pair of shoes in a long time. Work boots is another story, but yeah, it's been many, many years since I've indulged in a nice pair of kicks, as the youngins say.
I don't think they say that. I think we say that.
Mommy, could I go buy some kicks, please? Please, mommy,
No,
give me some kicks.
the only kick these kids know about nowadays is the one that people stream on, like Aiden Ross.
You got kicks at home, and he's drunk on the couch.
Yeah. Oh god. There's I don't know. I think there's a lot to be said about like the fashion industry at large too. Like there's a lot of exploitation in all aspects. Like it's fucking crazy like how many of those like I mean, okay, it's not really that crazy, but like so many big industries are just because of the nature of how the economy works are constantly just cutting as many corners as they can. Like it kind of consumes everything. Because your shareholders are your lifeline, and if you're not making the same profit year over year, and you're just doing neutrally really well, you're actually losing.
Yeah, and you know they're being sneaky about it too, because a little while ago it would not take much to hear about like I'm making this up. This may not be real, but it's an example. You'd hear about like Hanes outsourcing a certain fabric from like a third world country that uses child labor or whatever, and they would get like exploit or it blow up in media really quick and stuff like that. And I think that's the fact that that's super easy to do publicly now. Have companies get caught for stuff like that. Companies can't like rely on those old channels of exploitative stuff for fashion, especially like acquiring silk, like real silk and stuff. That used to be a big issue. Nowadays, I don't know what they're doing, but that just means, as far as I'm concerned, that means they're being really sneaky about it. I imagine like import tax aversion, like avoiding stuff like that. Again, a lot of things are getting made in China, but not so many things are putting it on the labels, I imagine, or it's being very sneaky about it, which is fine. I have no complaints about that. I think a lot of good stuff comes from China, but the fashion industry, you're right, it's sneaky exploitative, and I'm not knowledgeable about it, but the high-end fashion industry and like LA and Hollywood and the runway stuff. I don't know if you've seen like a runway show before or recently, especially like the obscure fashion runway stuff when they're like they look like they're dressed up like aliens, and it's surreal. It's weird. And you know there's like millions of dollars flowing through there. It's
But that's like cool fashion.
and yeah.
Like I can get behind that, you know? Like at an existential perspective, I think that fashion in its own right is an art, right? Like you should like I think that when we cross the line between like fast fashion, which would be what a majority of folks in the US go through. Like I have a lot of family members that are like I use oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it. But there's oh god, I should have looked at this up. Now I want to say Temu, but I know it's not Temu. It's
I was gonna joke and say Temu, but like is it like a custom print thing?
No, it's and like that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
But like the fast fashion industry goes under many names. It's the stuff that's going towards the 99% of people. Like the people that are kind of not living paycheck by paycheck, but like still not making enough money to like grow like a family or like eat healthily or like go to the doctor. or like maintain a car. Like that's a whole other facet. The idea of a living income, and it's like the definition of that is just so off the mark of like what it actually is.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Believe me, I won't get into my situation, but yeah, it's finding a living income is more about like what you're willing to sacrifice than what you've worked for these days. But I digress. Yeah,
Yeah,
not to
generally.
not to like lose hope on it because it is worth fighting for, working towards. But man, get every little bit of joy you can these days, whether that be streaming or cooking nice food or whatever. Yeah, because it's rough.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like the thing to remember though. Like at the end of the day, like if you can, or if you have, and hopefully everyone has. I like to believe we live in a world where not everyone has. Not everyone has what they need. Most people don't have what they need, but some people especially don't have what they need. Um, and I think that's like a critical failing of the world at large. And I think the other thing that really upsets me is how people will see that and then they'll belittle people in those situations. And it's like, you you don't need to do that. You can fucking you got $10. Oh, they're gonna spend it on beer. Who gives a fuck? We deserve a little bit of beer from time to time. Not saying that we should be enabling alcoholism on the streets, but like that money, we should be doing something more than just kind of like, oh, look, you're homeless. It's like, okay, great.
Yeah. Even just on a one-to-one basis, we could obviously peel the onion back and get into all the governmental deficiencies on that kind of stuff, but just on day-to-day interactions, like it is quite a shame not seeing people hold the door as often or hand out a toonie as we do out here to like someone who's homeless. Like I have a vivid memory. I got honked at by somebody because I slowed down at like a median. There was a homeless person on one of the concrete middle grounds at a set of lights, and I just reached out and I gave them a cigarette and a water bottle. Like it wasn't even cash. It was just really hot out, and people behind me were like, "Oh, move on, move on." It's like, come on, have a little bit of. You can see me reaching out with it long before I slowed down. So I don't know. You got to stand your ground and have the little bits of solace offer people like us as well as others a reason to keep on keeping on, right?
Yeah, like one gesture of kindness is such a big deal. Like I can
Mm-hmm.
recite to you vividly, like even just moments where like we acknowledged like we had a previous interaction with someone, like just in like I go to the pharmacy and we talked on the phone and I pull up and we continue our conversation that we were having on the phone and it's cool. Like we both are like talking and it's like, yeah, the pharma industry sucks. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. And then I get my medication and then I drive away. Like even stuff like that. Like I think it's really hard to be kind. Like it is, like it really fucking is. But I think it's a lot simpler than people think it is too. Like you can be 10 minutes late to work. Most people can, I will say. There are some people I know that have jobs where it's like if you're 10 minutes late, you're fired. And like
Yeah.
I can kind of empathize with that, but like the amount of people I know that are like working a job where like if they're 10 minutes late, whatever, right? Go, you know, go be kind. Let somebody in when they maybe, like there's so many small acts you can do. I don't know. I'm rambling about this because this is something I'm passionate about, but it's also like, how do you teach someone how to be kind in a world that teaches you and rewards you for not being kind?
Damn, that's deep. That's a heavy question. It has to start. But oh my God, what happens earlier in an influential like mind? Like, is the world being unkind to you sooner than somebody can teach you how to be kind in return, or like how? can we even do anything about this? Is it strictly on parents of newborns? Or is it that early? Because
I
that
don't
would be
think it is.
unfortunate. Like,
I think
you can lead by example. I've always believed that. And yeah.
I think the number one way to make more people kind is to be kind. Like that is the secret, right? Like even to
Yeah.
people, like the number one way I think to propagate kindness is to perform good acts in your community, and with people at large, and just try never to be too cynical about something. Like it's really easy to get bogged down in your personal life or in the life of your immediate friends. Um and sometimes you don't have the the capacity to do that, but generally speaking, I think that when people learn how to be kind or they see a kind gesture that they can do, it's something that makes sense for them. It's pretty easy to just be like, you know, kind. It's just like it's hard to quantify that, right? Like sometimes it even comes down to like saying good morning to someone at the door. Like it can literally be that simple, right? And like maybe it's pedantic or maybe it's pointless, right? But like I've always come from the mindset of like I always want to make people smile and laugh. And it annoys people sometimes, but I think it's
Yeah,
important.
respect. And one of my favorite things to do early in the morning on my way to work, I'll almost always, whether I need gas or not, on my way out of town, I'll stop at this specific gas station with these awesome owners, and I'll get like a coffee, and they have these like pre-made croissant sandwiches in like one of the fridges.
Oh fuck.
So I'll get a coffee and a croissant, and then I'll just bounce. But one of my favorite things to do is if there's somebody at the pump pumping gas, as I walk by, I'll be like, "Morning, brother. Take her easy." And so many times they'll be like, "Oh, good morning," and it's like you can tell it's the first thing they've said all day that morning. Like they've woken up, they've gone through the routine of getting ready for work, they're on their way out, filling the truck up, and like the last thing they want or expect is someone to be like, "Good morning, how you doing?" And they're like, "Good, take care." It's really funny.
Yeah, but
I
like
always chuckle to myself, but yeah.
yeah, and I think that I think that also there is definitely a point where somebody is being like there's kind of another side to that, right? Cuz I've also met people that from like the get-go seem kind, but there's like a I don't know, there's like an ick to it. There's an expectation or a superiority in the air around it. And I think that also isn't great. Like I've met people that I think put on a facade of kindness, um, which like I don't even know how I feel about that. I think that I don't know if that's worse, honestly. Like I feel like approaching things from like a perspective like that's almost mean, in a way that just kind of resonates negatively within me. Like I I think it's important. Like you don't even like being genuine was really easy when you tell somebody good morning at a pump, right? Or like something like that. Like it's really easy to be like, "Hey, good morning." And then like, the cards will fall where they lay. There's like some people that are just
She,
like, "Hey, good morning."
yeah.
And then they'll walk over, "Hey, good morning." And it's like, "Okay, buddy."
It's
Like,
like, I said good morning. I was like, oh.
yeah. Like I think there's
I
a
don't miss working retail. Oh my goodness.
yeah, there's a nuance to it. But I think
Yeah.
any effort's better than none, but I also think that it can be like I'm like putting in myself in the shoes of someone listening to this and being like, okay, this is like vapid bullshit. And I'm like, it's a little bit vapid, but it's important still.
Because
Like,
it is very nuanced, right? So, like, the dynamic of how this is being understood is going to be different for everyone listening, for sure. And I think that's what I'm most curious about. Yeah.
yeah,
Because
it's
it's behind every set of eyes, whether that's in VR chat, whether it's at your job, whether it's at home, um, there are different faces for all of those places. I think I have the luxury of working in an industry where I can kind of, for the most part, be myself while I'm at work, but it's still, for my own health, I need to like disassociate that as much as I can. It was much worse when I worked in retail or even when I was going to college, right? I think a lot of people in school have such a heavy social obligation as well. I don't know about these days, but that can play a big part in like ending up doing hobbies that you want as opposed to, you know, what other people want, or catering as well. But yeah, just to kind of through the thick and thin of it all, whatever it may be, kind of just maintaining a sense of politeness and love towards other people. That's, even when you're kind of feeling down, that's the toughest part. But yeah, I think it's the most important thing. We can we can talk about like how that translates to driving safe and stuff. Even though I may not be the best at driving legally, but so I see so many people like just be rude and inconsiderate on the road, and it's so scary too. Like, we're talking about holding doors open for people and being polite, but like, well, I feel bad for the amount of for young drivers these days. That shit's scary.
Yeah.
Do you drive?
Yo, yeah. I drive that. I drive a Volkswagen. I got my, the one that you saw the accident. Yeah. I had the accident while listening to your fucking set it.
Oh
no. It was, I still think that's the only reason I survived that accident. Oh my god. I needed that. That fucking music kept me moving.
Goodness.
But also, that's the other thing. I vividly recall when I got in that accident, and just the sheer level of rage towards somebody making an incident. And albeit I'm pissed they did not stop and exchange information with me. I will continue to be like, that was the biggest dick move ever. But he looked like he had a pretty damn good reason not to. And is that like, does that make me, because I also think there is a point where it's like, being kind, you are opening yourself up to being exploited. Like,
yeah, even as a streamer, the kindness is that, yeah.
Like, there are several times where I'll entertain conversations, and like, sometimes it really just feels like they want to like date me, and I'm like, no, don't be rash. Let's. It's like, no, I'm way too busy to even consider more. Like, let's keep it civil,
Yeah, I got the hint like almost instantly. So yeah. Kidding, I'm kidding.
Oh my fucking god. And like, that's the thing though, like, I think the cool, like, the divination for me, for like I can kind of divine like who's approaching that with like a genuine interest in me, and it being like, no, and then they still stick around and they love my streams and they love what I do and they're supportive. And then there's other people that you say that and they disappear off the face of the planet, and it's just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's life is difficult for everyone, I think. But I think there's so many like interesting hurdles you run into as a streamer. You're not even as a large one, just like as a normal, like someone like me that's like 500 followers, right? And that's I know that's more than a lot of people.
Aside from this like the awkward sort of date question, I think, because I've come across small stuff like that in the past as well, but I digress. What would be one other like hurdle you would say that comes to mind as a streamer? Like, we've talked about the differences between VTubing and PNG tubing, and like the struggles and hurdles of that complication versus not. We've talked about like just finding the time to like do it in your personal life. What would be one other hurdle you think attached to it? It can be subtle, even a very personal one.
I have two,
Okay.
and I'll
What's
start with
up?
the first one. I think my first one, right? The I think a lot of it is in there's two big things. Engaging with other streamers and content creators. And the second
Social
one,
side of it.
yeah, it's that and also the management of your community. And those are two big fucking things. Like they're probably the largest things.
Fair, fair. My biggest hurdle back in the day was the concept of scheduling your stuff. My ADHD ass cannot schedule things, and I could never be like guaranteed to stream on a certain day. That was always, and that's very detrimental.
I don't think it's like you're correct because then like you have that like expectation of being like constantly there on that day. People live in routine. People know that on Tuesday PawllyDee TTV is going to be live doing whatever PawllyDee does. Um I think that is like a huge hurdle. It's something that I always struggled with too. I tried working with the schedule and you know, as my life normalizes again, I might even be able to make one work, but like they are not easy and anyone that streams on a consistent basis is crazy. Like
Yeah.
one of my friends works like the most chaotic shifts ever. Your pal Hal works like the craziest shifts ever and is still streaming consistently like 4 to 5 days a week. And I'm like, how the fuck? Like, I know that there's something wrong with me, but like, shit, you can do that?
Impressive, yeah. Damn, yeah. And then people that we know, like Luga and Nick, who are in Germany, and they stay up until like 5 in the morning their time, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll start DJing in VR chat." I'm like, what the fuck, man? How do you do this kind of stuff? The dedication is unreal with, and I think I might be stemming from like part of what we're talking about is like it's hard to do the stuff we do, and then you see other people like not accomplishing it so easily, but like somehow having the energy, having the time, having the gusto, and you're like, oh, I wish that was just me. I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a balance to it though, I think.
100%.
The and like this is like it's not like it's an interpersonal thing. Like, you know, you have your limits. Like I could like could I do that? Shit, maybe. Would I enjoy it? No. No, I'd be fucking miserable because I'd be up fucking god awful late. Like I'm pretty bog standard. Like I'm in bed by like midnight. I'm up by like 7. I work, I come home, I eat, I shower, and if whatever time I have from like there to midnight is clean, eat or clean, laundry, any work stuff I have left over, which I haven't taken home any work in a while. I'm gonna try to keep it that way. But then it's like, okay, now I have to make time to update my stream layout. I need time to update all this. Um, and if you have an active community, you have to, you know, you want to engage with people, you want to talk and hang out. I hate the word engagement, but like, it's a pretty good catch-all. Like, you know, talk with people and like give them things to look forward to. And like, you know, the good parts. But finding time for all that shit, like it does feel like I'm living in two worlds sometimes.
Confirmed though, didn't hear you say you put on deodorant at all during that entire schedule, so you heard it
I
all
put
here,
on
folks.
I know, no, 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 no. That's after the shower, and it's when I put the muscle shirt on, and oh my fucking god. Uh, but no, I think it's that, and then managing a community. I think something that a lot of streamers don't, and maybe they do, right? And maybe it's just the way I kind of like to the community I want to have, right? I have a lot of very, very, very funny viewers. And I generally keep my chat pretty lax because I want folks to feel comfortable being funny. But like there is a serious give and take of like the vibe. Like, is this somebody that is it's like the, you know, you don't invite if a Nazi walks into the bar, it's a Nazi bar, right? It's a lot of
Yeah.
it's a lot of that. It's a lot of figuring out when somebody enters your community, or like, you know, they make a, like, you know, obviously if you stop in for a stream or two, I'm not gonna think two things of it. But if you start getting really active in chat and you start messaging me and you do all these things, I'm looking at you and I'm like, okay, I really like, I'm interested, but I always have that little voice in the back of my head, like, okay,
Yeah.
what's the, you know, do you want something? Do you want something? Like, I just want to know what you want. If you just want to engage with a new community, if you just want to, you know, as a fellow streamer, maybe you want to stream with me, like stuff like that, I can work with. I can work with that. It's just it's such a challenge.
Self-preservation. You're. It's healthy to keep that on your mind. 100%. That means you know what you're doing at least, because the amount of Discord requests or VR chat requests I get just through the YouTube stuff of clearly AI accounts and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like you just, it feels like you're being bitter or resentful, but you have to attack every stranger interaction that way, and it's nothing malice. It's just like you said, you care about the community, and I don't know what kind of size moderator team you have, but you are one of the filters that is going to
I'm like, what
help cater that team. And that's honestly, we've got a very small handful of moderators for the fam too, but they're I'll call them filters for the sake of this, you know, topic, but like they are filters that I trust like unabashedly. I know that they will pick up on the right things. They have the same feelings about stuff, and that's what really matters. It's quality over quantity, but sometimes that's like just you have to rely on yourself. Yeah, don't give up on that point of view, because there's been a few times I've like thought about being like, oh, I'll just be nice. Oh, they seem nice, and that's always the one where they're like, oh fuck, they're Nazi shit or something like that, or they're racist. Yeah, but those moments keep you humble, right? And reminds you to
I think
not
it's a
be too
balance.
lax. Yeah,
Like
it is 100%.
Like, you can still be kind and have that in mind. In fact, that's like the most professional way to go about these things. Is like, you know, whenever somebody engages me with like that, and like they come off with a good impression, or like, you know, if they're sending good energy my way, they're being kind, they're being respectful, they're adding to conversation, they're not just streamer. Like, that's cool. I like that. And like, I will always reciprocate kindness in that regard. But there's always times where things get said and I'm like, don't fucking say that. Or like, you know, like it's such a fucking challenge. And you know, you can try to be as kind as you can, but at some point someone's going to make you make that choice to just ban them outright, or tell them they can't be a part of the community, or, you know, whatever aspects you have to take, you know, whatever actions. But it's hard.
And it's a powerful. It is very tough, but I think it's important to realize that there's a point when that seesaw switches, when it becomes a powerful point to make to the rest of the community that has to be done. And at least for me, after running a community for 6+ years, I always used to get so anxious and feel so bad about stuff like that, and dilly-dally on making decisions that we should make because I just didn't want to deal with it or whatever. But one of the best sort of mental changes I've made in regards to that was keep like an unwavering appreciation for the community, and as soon as I feel like the community is in danger, those decisions become like my duty, and they feel a lot better, a lot easier to make. A little more detached, yes. But I guess that's the role some of us ask for, right? Especially if you're catering and building a community.
Yeah.
You just got to be ready to make those decisions, right? You don't want to lose. You end up losing yourself in the community or losing the community outside of yourself. You see it with a lot of like VR chat clubs, even like little clans in games. Like look back at Battlefield or Call of Duty. I don't think a lot of us have ever been in one that's still around these days. So like this whole concept of Twitch communities and Discord communities, it's kind of like an interesting, much more long-term existence on the internet than what we're used to from kids, like Xbox clans and stuff like that. So it's very interesting, a lot more meaningful, I think. So it takes a lot more energy to maintain those things when they're that much more meaningful. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it just requires a more. I think it elicits a more responsible attitude towards it. Like your community is a reflection of you, and your community influences you in the same way that you influence your community, and you're a reflection of yourself. I really pride myself in having a very silly community. I really enjoy when I read into somebody and they start talking, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, you're so silly." Um, and like that's awesome. Like I love that. Like it makes me smile knowing that I've fostered such a lovely community and that I get to share that community. Like there's a lot of streamers, specifically your pal Hal. That's like we both pretty much have a similar audience. He just streams a lot more than I do. So there I would consider it more his audience in a lot of ways. But like I see the same faces. It's always a pleasure to catch up with a lot of them. All of them even, and then like getting to see those people pop up in other streamers that I get to see. It's like even when I'm not streaming, I have like this. It's comforting to know that like this community that I've helped foster is not only it doesn't vanish when I vanish. It persists beyond me. And I think that's probably my favorite part is like the idea that like you can leave that kind of an impact. Like you can see people that have become friends through your Twitch chat. You can see people that have gotten in relationships through people's Twitch chats. It would someone's probably gotten married because they met in a Twitch chat. And that marriage could be great. Now, obviously, relationships, friendships, all those things are always very, volatile, like in nature. They can be. So it's, give and take. Like, there's times where, like, if somebody got a divorce in my Twitch chat between two members, that might be a little bit awkward for me. But, it would be, I think the good kind of outweighs the bad on that one.
I've got to be there for the people regardless. There's definitely been some ups and downs in our community as well. And it's never, hopefully it's never related to the community, but it's, we're all there for each other, whether it's good or bad. And that's I think what keeps us around for so long.
Yeah, it's I will say I am a proud member of the Fam Jam. I rep you guys everywhere I can. That community that you have helped foster is like one of the coolest fucking things ever, Paul. I just want you to know that. I think you're pretty cool,
love.
but like as somebody that's a little older, as I've gotten older, I've always found myself kind of lacking like a community that I felt like I could like enjoy, like interact with, that was kind of like, I don't know, it's nice to be the youngest one in the room when it's not at a fucking job. Like, and I'm not anymore, but like it's a weird feeling, right? Like I've always seen myself as kind of like I'm always being told you're like an older sibling to me. And like stuff like that, and I love that, by the way. Like I love being able to like be a good role model and help people. But sometimes it's nice to know that if sometimes I could be the one that gets helped.
That's so crazy. And seeing the pictures of you at the con, you're so baby faced. People say that to you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, most people don't get, people are like, I thought you were like 22, and I'm like, up, little bit more up.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you definitely look young.
Yeah.
Definitely look young.
I have the
Hmm.
luxury. I have the luxury of a baby face, but I am secretly 27 years old.
I also look a lot younger than I am, which I'm
You
grateful
look. You
for.
look good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Damn.
You have a good energy about your looks, and I always respect that. You have,
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's very much how you choose to carry yourself. It's a big part of it.
yeah, you have a little bit of unabashed whimsy in your expressions, and I've always been like, that's a good look. Most folks don't have that, and I think that's such an important
Not
thing to
bashful.
carry.
We'll see.
Yeah, you've got
Gotta
like
lock
a
that in.
but yeah, no, it's I think like a being I think being a streamer is a lot. Being an entertainer in a modern era like this is hard. It's really hard. Like, like it's if you had the money and the nepotism to get a TV show, like you don't have to worry about that shit. You just have to try not to do anything too stupid that a tabloid will pick you up. And that, I feel like that covers a lot of it. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm way off the mark on that. But, I don't talk to people that are on TV shows.
It's a whole other world when there's thousands of dollars of overhead, right? Even in the streamer world. Not that that makes the view count, but yeah, it's being having a lot of funding is going to help, at least with the motivation side of it too, right? If you got a huge setup, a room dedicated to it, you don't have to. You just have to flick a switch on and all the lights are on. You have a big streamer hub and all that. Um, it all harkens back to how expensive stuff is getting, I guess.
If
You gotta
I
do what you can with what you got.
if I it's crazy, right? Because like you hear about like someone becoming a trillionaire, and you kind of sit there and you're like, oh my god. Um, and then I sit there and think about it. I'm like, if I had $50,000 just handed to
Hmm.
me right now, I would probably be able to actually find a job that I like that would allow me to actively work on building my streaming to the point where I could succeed. And that's crazy to think about. Like it's a lot of money, but like in the grand scheme of things, it's really not. You just kind of sit there
Yeah.
and you're like, "Fuck."
So I
That's
think it's this. I think this is a this little question I'm going to present you is a really, and I kind of already know your answer, um, but it's a really good way of judging like somebody's current mood about what we're talking about. If you had, if I told you you could flip a coin and you'd 50-50 get $1 million, or you just take 50,000 right now, what would you choose?
like 50,000. I was gonna say,
Exactly, me too. I would not risk walking away with nothing. I would just take the 50,000. And I think it was something like people surveyed this last year or two, 67 or mid 60% of people said they would just take the 50,000. And I'm surprised it's not higher because like just guaranteed 50 grand. Oh my god, that changed my life.
yeah, but a guaranteed $1 million would change your life more.
Yeah, but 50-50 chance, $1 million
Yeah.
or nothing. I would be wishing for the 50 grand if I got nothing. Like
Well,
I would just take
naturally.
the 50 grand. Yeah. It's not worth the risk at this point.
And I think a lot of people nowadays, and it's a financial thing. A lot of it is. We've and at least especially for me, I've become very risk averse. I've always been very risk averse. Like I try not to do anything too stupid. Um, but it's especially present financially. Like, you know, could I quit my job in a month and pray streaming works out for me in enough time that I could like eat food or like, continue to have food on the table and um power? Uh, I could. Do I think it'd work out? Probably not, but I also think my community is kind enough that I would at least have a solid chance of getting close.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've always really appreciated. I don't think about it very often because I try never to ask for things, but I had a feeling if I ever needed something, there's like so many people that would would help if they could. And I never take that for granted. I couldn't.
What do you want? What are you asking?
Yeah, no, pause it. You give me
Okay.
fucking $50,000.
Bling bling.
Oh my gosh. You know, that's funny you mentioned that. One thing I've been working on is getting stuff up so I can have people support me monthly without having to go through Twitch. I set that up on my Ko-fi recently. Not gonna give anyone anything yet. I might make like a video credits thing for like the end of stream and like I don't know. I could find some ways to incentivize it in the future, but I think
That's
it's
what I do.
yeah.
I put up a little list at the end and in the description, and there's a handful of sets. I think maybe 6 or 7 of them now that I'll just do at pop-ups, or I won't have like a new visualizer for it, or there'll have been a mistake, or I've just done so many sets in a month. That's another topic, not oversaturating, but I can talk about that later. If I do extra sets, I'll put them up on Ko-fi, and they're in a unlisted playlist just for Ko-fi members. So yeah, incentivizing that stuff it could be fine. Yeah, it could be fun. Like little after stream extras. Who knows?
Yeah.
And it's been good for me. Ko-fi's done me good over the last 2 years, I'd say.
That's awesome.
By no means am I feel like I'm getting paid for DJing. That's definitely not the case, but I feel the love, that's for sure.
I think that's what matters at the end of the day, though.
Mm-hmm.
And like honestly, I would prefer that over the feeling of like I'm getting paid to getting paid to, you know, explore my passion with because I feel like that does also come with a lot of the strings that we've already talked about. Like, you know, it's really easy to fall out of love with something when you set a lot of preset expectations on yourself and you then have the reinforcement of if I deviate from my patterns, then I will lose money. And if I lose money, then I have less income. And if I have less income, then I have to sacrifice this, this, and this. And it's like, oh fuck.
So that's a whole conversation too on whether weighing something that you find is fun and relaxing, do you want to make that something that becomes the opposite as your job? And I admire people who can find that balance and still like. I guess that's when it becomes a dream job, right? But I don't even think I'm in my dream job yet. It's when it stops becoming stressful and it's like every aspect of what you're doing is joyous. That sounds like a dream.
Sounds like it wouldn't happen. I mean, like, no matter what, I
It
feel like
sounds
there's
surreal, yeah.
like no matter what, there's gonna be you'll always find, at least for me,
Yeah.
right? I'll always find something that I'll something I want to improve on. But in improving on it, I'm going to make myself anxious. Like I'm just a very
if you're not
anxious
grinding, you're not
individual.
getting ahead.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like my goal is to like I'm a very proactive individual. I don't want to react to things if I don't have to. I want to get ahead of them if I can. Obviously sometimes things are going to come up and I'm like, fuck, well I have to act on this. And then there's other, but beyond that, I like to try to always, and those are always the most stressful situations, is when I have to react while I'm, like for example with like my studies that I like work at, or like the trials that I do, like I can get months ahead on something, but then one pops up and I have a week to do everything, and now it's like, fuck, how am I gonna get all this done? And then I'm like, wait, I'm already caught up on literally all of my other shit. No, this will be easy. And then I do it, and then it's done, and then I'm like, oh, why was I even stressed?
Yeah. It's always the case. The toughest part is starting. Yeah.
Yeah. But, it's it's a give and take, and you pursue life at your own pace for the most part. As long as you have a way to endure and live, like you can make that progress as you go. Like you can, if you need a month, you take a month. If you need to do something
That's a very
new,
strong
you do
piece of
something
advice. taking life at your own pace. That's a really strong piece of advice. I don't think it's as obvious to as many people as I think.
I gotta go find the image.
I return. Thank you.
Excellent. I made sure to scream so that I could get my
Get a mark.
I had to make sure, yeah, I had to make sure to get my scream so I could cut. Okay, I found the image, I sent it to you. So I'll put it on screen, but basically it's like, this is gonna take 3 years, and someone just replies with, the time will pass anyways. And that stuck with me so fucking hard. Like, it's true though. Like, there are so many projects I have that are like, if I want to make an album, it's probably going to take me 10 years. But I'll get there. It'll be done.
Yeah.
Eventually I will complete it. And that's, I think, that's the important thing to remember. Like, just because you can't do something in a week does not mean you can't do it. It's really hard to feel that way. Because I think we get so used to, like, now this is me shaking my fucking cane at the lawn again. We've gotten so used to instant gratification.
Yeah, I think that's a brutal, and I'm guilty of it too. Like, I think we're all guilty of it.
We're 100%. All guilty of it. Like, anyone who's used social media the past 10 years, anytime you looked at a like on Facebook, yep, you're subject to instant gratification. Congratulations. You play a video game the past 15, 20 years? Congratulations, you've been exposed to general ideas of instant gratification.
Just unpacked a brand new vape while you were talking.
That's excellent. Are you putting juice in it?
No, it's a disposable. It's as instant of gratification as possible.
Oh, see? Yeah. Look, there we go. But, in the same vein, I also think that's like the big thing. Like, I think we have, it's, everyone's got vices, and like, in the social media and like instant gratification things from that are, I mean, I'm not saying phone bad, but phone kind of bad.
Oh, I feel you, homie. I'm not like, I'm gonna give you my own little shaking the stick at the long moment, but I enjoy putting my phone down and not having it in my pocket. Like, I use it a lot for music discovery and listening to music, especially while I work. But I have no qualms with like leaving my phone in the car or like downstairs on the counter. It's nice, and I think some people should try and do that more often, if able. Yeah,
it's something that I need to get better about, because like I do enjoy it, but then like like you get 8 hours in, and then you're like, oh fuck, well I hope, like in my case, I've had a commission waiting, so I've been like, oh shit, if I get an update, I don't want to make them wait.
Obvious responsibilities aside, yeah.
I had that come back like mid podcast, by the way. Here, once again, flashing it on screen. Go support Barry. Barry's very awesome. She's very cool. My first ever VGen commission, and my second ever VGen commission. Highly recommend.
Thank you, Barry.
I'll send it to you. Give me a sec. But it's kind of hard to disconnect. It's so much harder now. Okay, now we're getting into the real shaking the stick, right? I was blessed to have grown up at a time when smartphones were on the rise. I didn't know like smartphones really weren't in like a similar state to they are currently until I was like a junior in high school. Like I was out of school. I like got a smartphone and I like played fucking like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes on it in between classes. And that's pretty much all I did with it. But like, oh my god. And like now that we have this fucking like the machine that does your homework for you, like holy shit.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, there's a part of it's like, fuck, I wish I had that. But then I'm like, no, I don't. Like, seeing all the results that are coming from it from, like, schools and shit, I'm like, no.
My first cell phone, I got it like senior. I think it was grade 11 or grade 12 in high school. My first cell phone, like it played Snake. It was one of those. There was no Wi-Fi, no internet access. Like there was still people. You would go to the gas station, you'd buy cards for like 5 minutes or 15 or 20 minutes. You'd buy phone cards and you'd load your phone up with minutes. That's how, like,
Oh, I remember.
that's how cell phones were, like, yeah. And you'd have like Snake or Ski Free or some pinball game if you're lucky.
I still have my
yeah.
I still have my first phone. It's in a box somewhere.
I wish I did. I had like a Sony Ericsson S10 or something. It was one of those cool ones that it was a flip phone, but it didn't flip. It swiveled.
That's what I had too. It was this
flat thing. Yeah, and it just like it turned on a pivot. Yeah, and slid open. Oh, I love that thing.
It's so cool. I think that was like my favorite era of electronics. As much cool shit as we get nowadays, like we now have 3D printers, and that kind of trivializes a lot of packaging. And that's not a bad thing. This is a good thing, but I can't help but smile a little bit when I see like 2000s, like 1990s to 2000s tech is cool. All tech is cool.
Yeah.
And,
agreed.
you know, I know this is kind of like a nostalgia thing, so I'm like, you know, I'm trying not to like, I try not to like allow it to cloud my judgment, but like, it's inevitable that you have a fondness for that kind of stuff. It's just important to not let nostalgia become the one, like the thing that you see everything through.
Yeah, you don't want with nostalgia tinted glasses, right? You use it as a point of perspective, but yeah, it's rough to. Oh God, I have a video that was filmed on that phone on my YouTube.
Holy shit!
19 years ago. Here, I'll send this to you really quick. You do with it as you will, but I think this was filmed on a Sony Ericsson in my high school.
Holy shit!
19 years ago. That's funny.
God. That's awesome. You can tell because of the quality.
Different era. You could tell by the way it is. Looks like a paper plate took that picture.
The Pakurin title is also very good. Pakurin High School.
Oh my God.
Lol.
It's so funny. It's been like that for so long.
That's fucking awesome. Oh my gosh. Fuck. But yeah, like have you watched Paranoia?
Intentional. Paranoia? No, it doesn't ring a bell.
It's a fucking good anime. It's kind of in the same psychological veins as something like Lane.
Okay, I loved Serial Experiments so much.
It kind of plays on a lot less like the idea of the wired and like the stuff we've been talking about for the past 10 minutes. It's a lot more psychological, but it is so fucking good. Oh my God. It's probably one of my favorite animes.
That means a lot, then I'll take that seriously.
Nostalgia does play a big part in one of the characters. It's one of my favorite portrayals of how that can become a vice in its own right. And it can really fuck up how you view the world. Like the good old days mindset. Like it's not real. Like, there were good things you remember, but a lot of the good old days feeling, I think, is primarily that you didn't have to work a 40-hour work week, and you had your summers off.
Mm-hmm. Snow was so much deeper.
That's good. Yeah, it's 'cause you were like fucking 4 feet tall. Someone could punt you. You could punt yourself. Yeah, it's always one of those things I always... I think it's good to remember your past, but it's also like it's also equally important to be mindful that you don't allow it to kind of cloud your perspective now and be like, well, I'm miserable now. It's like, well, yes, but you're not miserable because it was better in 2000 and whatever. It's because you are overworked and underpaid, and you probably should get another hobby that hopefully doesn't cost too much, and maybe you should finally take up that sewing class, and maybe you should go have that Coke after work, because like the soda, Instead of like, actually, no,
was
don't
gonna
have
say,
Coke.
whoa,
Coke is
whoa.
woke. Or no, Coke is bad. Coke is, I think, no, Coke's not all the AI shit. Don't drink Coca-Cola. Drink like, I don't know, something else.
Eyeballs.
But yeah, it's important to not allow yourself, I think, to just. It's also important not to accept the current. Like, I constantly find myself fighting it. Like, fighting for what I believe in. Um,
Yeah.
like being transgender in the US on its own is kind of a daunting task right now. Um, like I'll tell you, like socially, like it doesn't really have a major impact on my life. But I also have the luxury of looking very androgynous, so it's not like I'm getting looked at and people are like, "Oh, you're transgender." It's like, no, I usually have to like they have to talk to me for like 5 minutes to figure that out.
Hmm. Fair
But
enough.
yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
and of course I'm white, and that also is a huge part of it too. Like I have the privilege of also kind of like if I need to, like somebody looks at me like from the front and like, I haven't shaved in a little bit, I, I might as well be a dude to them. And sometimes that has gotten me out of some really weird situations. So like,
Fair. Fair. I can only imagine, Homestar.
yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like,
Hmm.
I'm always rooting to do the right thing. Like it's and like one of my favorite things was like actually giving to like a local community, doing that donation, meeting people from there. That's always really fucking cool. And then getting to like, I don't know. I hope in the next few years I can get more involved in stuff like that. Um Once I've kind of
Cool.
got, take on a little more once I can give a little more. But in
Hmm.
the meantime, like I feel like raising donations and being there for people in the community, I think is, two really big parts. Like I also think that like, just being a furry it is now kind of in a like I feel pretty well, what's the word? I feel like I'm pretty well like respected and like in terms of like my, you know, life choices and stuff in the furry community, which is cool. I feel like it's really easy for folks to like not get it and express that very verbally.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I think that, as with anything where the populace of the fandom has been concentrated, and that's very much the case with the furry fandom, there are some people who like to use it as a stage for themselves, and that's totally fine. Um, but you need to expect a certain reaction to that sort of thing. And then there's a large portion of us who use it more as a crowd, a place where we can all meet and feel welcome and, not so alone in the world. You're going to get that in any sort of community, I imagine. Even in, well, we were talking about it earlier, in your community and my community, I think it's just some people are living their life as an announcer, and even when they don't read the room, that can be the case. And with the furry fandom being quite condensed, you do see that a lot. But then there are obviously people like yourself and me who there's a good balance, right? You can be exuberant, you can be flamboyant and attract like-minded people while still being reserved, right? And maintaining your own battery and not overstepping. So
It's inevitable that
yeah.
you'll make a mistake, right? Like, I've fully
Yeah.
accepted at some point I'm gonna fuck up, right? And I'm gonna do something stupid. But I think the you know, and you know, it's gonna be crazy in like 10 years when this clip is used as a transition into like a fail compilation.
Deodorant commercial.
But like it's
Sorry.
you know, I think the number one thing, and this is kind of what I've always preached with friends that have gotten themselves caught in circumstances and unfortunate events where they're surrounded, you know, usually like every time it's happened, I've been lucky. I've really only had a few friends that were directly malicious and did something horrible that I had to then proceed to tell, "Hey, I don't want to talk to you anymore," and I think that was really fucked up. But like in streamer communities, like I've had people come to me that are streamers that had other streamers they knew that ended up being like just kind of not good people. And I think that's also a whole other topic is like don't idolize streamers. Like I would not want somebody to idolize my life. It's not
Yeah, agree with you completely.
yeah, like I think and it's really easy to do and, you know, there's a line between being respectful and admiring and then there's like, you know, I want to be like you. And it's like I sometimes that can be the kindest thing I've ever heard and sometimes I hear it and it scares me. And it
I was
always
just gonna say there's I've in a comment before I've been called the goat, and that was simultaneously like the nicest thing I've been told and the scariest thing. And I like sat up straight and leaned back, and I was like, no, 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 no. It's like, yeah, it's weird, it's surreal in that context. Yeah,
yeah. I think it's also important for us to also learn how to accept a fucking compliment. You know, I'm projecting a little bit, but like
nah, bullshit. Nope, not gonna happen.
you got to. You've got to. I was gonna say it's important. It's so important because if we don't do
It is.
that,
You're
then
right.
no
Yeah.
one else is gonna like nobody accepts compliments for you, and you know you don't have to like you know because sometimes I get told things I'm just like oh my god you're very nice. What do you want from me? But then I'm like no 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 they don't want anything. They're just being kind. I just have a really weird relationship between like what is it transactional affection or like transactional behavior. Like I kind of grew up in
Yeah,
that my entire life.
it's a
And
PTSD response. Yeah, I feel you on that.
oh,
Yeah,
is that what that is?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's good to know. I've been dealing with that for a long time.
Hey, no, it's a defense mechanism, but yeah, you're absolutely right. It stems and you were I probably should have waited because you said like you grew up around it. So yeah, it stems from just some sort of traumatic response that you've developed. And I'm not smart enough to dig into it, but I'm the exact same way. And my my reaction to that, kind of like a subversive reaction to that. I don't like taking compliments. A lot of times I'll just brush them off. I may not say nothing. In VR, it's nice because you can see me like cover up my face and put my fingers together and like be embarrassed and shit. But I constantly try to up other people, like not just with like unabashed compliments and stuff, but being like, "Hey man, I'm so proud of you for doing that. It's so good to see you. Like, missed you, homie. It was how was like you killed it at work this week because like it's that's my anti PTSD to like not being able to take compliments. So I just try and hand them out a ton. Uh, so yeah, it's a yeah, but be aware of that. I think you're dead on the nail though. It is so hard to take compliments. It really is.
Yeah, but it's important
At
because
least genuinely, yeah,
you've
very
gotta
important.
you've gotta let that sit with you sometimes. You know, like I no matter how much I will argue the point that anyone could do what I do, I think I know like I'm really the only one that can do what I do. Like you know, like as a
Yeah, you're the only you.
yeah, exactly, you
Yeah.
know, as somebody in the entertainment scene, there can be a lot of people like you. There can be a lot of people who are close to you. But you know, at the end of the day, like you are you and nobody can really be you. So if you want to do it and you want to see more streamers like you stream, then you should stream.
If I hear the word "you" one more time,
You.
that was like 12 times in like 6 seconds there. Oh my goodness.
That was
Get
my
a little hyper-focused
subconscious.
there.
That was my subconscious reinforcement to tell the stream the lovely individual watching
You.
this stream right now
You.
that they should start streaming.
You matter. You matter.
Literally though, like it, and that's you know, it's. I'm kind of the same way though. I always try to raise folks up, like, you know, I take a lot of pride in helping several friends get off the ground with stuff. Like, you know, Pegasus, like that fucking birthday set was the first set they had ever done in VR. And now
Such a fun night.
yeah, and now
That's really
they're fucking off like doing 4 sets and like 4 sets a week. I'm like, Jesus. At some point it told me like, oh hey, you know, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have started doing this. And I'm sitting there like, holy shit.
Respect. Yeah.
I gotta sit there and like kind of, you know how it is. I sat there and was like, holy shit, I don't even like. I'm like, that makes my fight or flight kick in. I want to fucking
it's
like
it's
jump through a
heavy in
window.
the best way possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say the best way. I'm like, it's probably a bit of a stress response, but like, you know, it's important. It is a heavy thing to say, and I know it's meaningful and important. So, you know, it's just accepting those things is hard some days because you're just like, fuck. I haven't streamed for 6 weeks. I haven't streamed on Twitch in 6 weeks, which is crazy to think about. I don't think I've taken that long of a break since I started. No, fucked up.
And there's no fault of your own.
Yeah.
No fault of your own.
I mean, I was at 2 conventions, to be fair.
Yeah, yes. You've been busy and working hard, but
even without that, it would still be, you know, important to remind myself that, like, there's a reason I'm not. Because if I really wanted, like, if I had the energy and things were working out well, I would be streaming. I would be streaming all the time. It's also
but you don't want to do like half an effort though, right? You're taking away from your day-to-day comfort to put out something that isn't even to the standard you'd want it to be, and that's why I think it's important to not like rob from Peter to pay Paul in terms of your hobbies to your day-to-day life. You got to find a good balance, because if you finish whatever your hobby is at the end of the afternoon and you're not satisfied, it's a complete waste of time. And then you have to go to work and you're not going to be satisfied, and it's going to be even harder to start it the next day. It'd be better, at least in my case, I'll personify this a little bit. I used to take bookings on the weekends and Wednesdays. And then, you know, some stuff happened with life getting busy and some disappointing like power outages, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna not do Wednesdays anymore. I'm only gonna do bookings or even entertain that idea on weekends, because I gotta focus on work, not because I couldn't do extra stuff during the week, but I was running out of energy, I was running out of mental capacity, and like I didn't realize it, but it took away from me like just popping on to do stuff like this or to be around for the random peak game with some of the fam. And that's where the, you know, enjoyment really lied for me with the community, is like I can't let, you know, any one specific hobby outweigh what really matters. And unfortunately, your income and work matter. And if you're, you know, waking up tired and not getting enough sleep or whatever because of your hobby, you need to reevaluate a little bit for the sake of your hobby too. It's burnout is real, and your friend as well as your friend from the birthday set, as well as people like Struby and others who like can do a full-time job regardless if it's an at-home job and do like multiple sets a week or multiple streams a week. Holy shit, kudos. I give them credits, because I give you credit for like your stream schedule in the past, because I couldn't do that. I'm a weekend only warrior nowadays. It's such a small battery.
Yeah, I think that's really what it is, because I think, I mean, for me, I think a lot of it is a kind of a cautionary tale because all I did was go and go and go and go for like 5 years,
Mm,
doing other things. And nowadays, it's like
Jesus.
actually I'm old and I need to take my time.
Yep.
And also, I
Mm,
have bigger ambitions, and I think that's another part of it. Like things that require more than pressing a start stream button.
fair. Do you feel like I'm just curious. Do you feel like there's a slight sense of obligation to it now then? Or are you trying to find ways to amalgamate it? Like, it definitely sounds like you enjoy it and you love a lot of parts of streaming. Um, now, I'm assuming what your future aspirations are going to be, but like, are you moving away from the streaming thing into something different, or do you want to try to hold on to parts of it and amalgamate it?
Oh, I mean, yeah, that'll always be like the number one thing I think for me, because it's the thing
Okay,
I
right
love
on.
doing. It's just
Respect. Okay.
it's what you stream, right? Like the real answer
Mm-hmm.
is I'm running out of games to play because my mainstay, which was Destiny,
Okay, okay.
is
I was
is gone
overthinking it.
now. So now that's it's not gone, but like it's not getting any more updates. It's not going to keep going. So now it's
Hmm.
like, and first off, I was even already anxious to stream that game. Uh, but like it's I have a lot of anxiety streaming certain things because I'm like I've got back into Final Fantasy 14. I'm in the middle of one of the like DLCs, but I wasn't streaming the start of it. So if I start streaming it now I'm going to be spoiling things for people that haven't started playing the game, and I'm so new to the game that I'm sure there'll be people in chat, lambasting me for decisions.
Bunch. It'll be a slow roll. I feel you. You be
So
aware of that. Yeah.
it's like, okay, well now I want to play Final Fantasy 14, but I can't stream it. And then it's like, okay, well then I need to find something else. Or in some cases, like I'm just not gonna stream. Because I'm gonna go play Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood and experience the wonderful story of that game.
I used to play a lot of Final Fantasy 14, and then I forgot. Then I stopped playing and forgot to cancel my subscription for almost 2.5 years.
Two and a
So I
half
paid like
years? Damn.
$200 just without knowing, and I can't go back. I just feel like I felt like I pooped in a friend's house and didn't flush, and I could never go back. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. They took so much of my money, and I can't even argue about it. That I can't go back and play again.
I
Great
understand.
game though. Great game.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find like on kind of related, but like on the topic of kind of like finding some time to play those little party games and smaller stuff, and it's nice to schedule a sit down and do like a 3-hour Civ game with Rowie, or 6 hours in Minecraft or something with the homies. But I think it's important to like, and I say this because I would love to do this with you more often, especially if stream ideas come up. More fun little pop-up games. You're right. It is hard to get into a long-form game. You you can have a game that you return to here and there, and you only play with the stream. But I've really refound a fondness and a love for hopping into a mini putt game or a little race on Forza, some mediocre shit like that. Would totally be down for more of that. And there's so many good ones. Big Walk, man. We've been blessed with some great like indie games and smaller games that you can come in and out of lately. It's been such a good year.
Myco Punk is one of those games.
Yeah, I appreciate that suggestion too, because the like I was saying, the friends versus friends vibe, and I've been hopping on and off of Counter-Strike 2. I used to be big into Source, but I've lost so much of the hand-eye snap shooting stuff. I'm trying to get the fix again with games like that. I would love to play that. Give it a shot. It's only $20, I know. That's high.
Also getting an update in a week, so a game
like, what's the multiplayer like? I know, and now we're just podcasting about like I'm asking you games we want to play, but like,
I mean, like
what's the
I'll
multiplayer
recommend
like?
some games. The multiplayer is basically we all are doing the same event. Everyone plays a different character or the same character, I think.
Oh, okay, cool.
And you just kind of kill shit. together. There's also Heroes of
okay, cool.
Hammerwatch
Co-op
2,
too.
which is a game I
I've heard
highly
about that,
recommend. Very, very fun roguelike. That's top down. Nice dungeon crawler vibe. Gets very fucking hard, but very fun game. What else is there on the in the grand world of video games to play with friends? Friends versus
Can I?
Friends, obviously good.
Yep, absolutely. I want to shout out Ready or Not. Much more realistic shooter, but holy crap, I've had so much fun. Coordinating with homies and planning, and also some absurd, like, funny moments, and just the dumbest stuff you'll ever. It's so much fun.
It sounds fun.
A good suggestion too. If your computer can run it, right? It's a little more heavy.
If it can't, you can play Intruder, which is basically just fucking Source with stupid bullshit in it.
Hell yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm overdue for an Intruder stream. I might pencil out I might take a Friday off sometime in the next couple weeks and just be like,
hell yeah.
Be like, okay, everyone, we are playing Intruder.
Yourself out a window. I know exactly what. Okay, I might pick that up too.
I think you would. So the only problem with Intruder is it is still a shoot people game, but it's a shoot people game where you can put up a cardboard cutout of yourself and then shoot them in the head through it.
That's so funny.
It's a really
I've seen so much
game.
stuff about this. I used to watch Criken play the hell out of this, but yeah, it's in the cart. That one's in the cart for sure.
Sick.
Good shout out. Good shout out.
Yeah, you know. I've also Rust is another game that I don't talk about a lot, but I actually used to play a shitload of Rust.
Oh, me too.
I haven't opened Rust in 18 months. Holy shit.
I can tell. Let me see. Rowie and I, we used to, this is old ass lore. We used to run an old YouTube channel called the 8-Byte North. We ran it for like 6 years. And I think we have like 500 episodes of stuff. And I edited every single one. And we did a couple episodes of Rust. We used to play the hell out of Rust. When was the last time I played it? Last time was January 20th, 2020.
Jesus. Yeah, one of my I've been tempted to do, because I'm a little too nervous to do PvP Rust. I don't want to stream that. But I have considered doing like a PV, playing like on the servers that have custom PvE, doing like that. I think that'd be fun. Mostly because like don't get me wrong, I love PvP. I love killing people in video games. Oh my god, it's so fun. Like there is nothing more satisfying.
Okay, whoa.
Have you? Okay. Oh yeah, Super Animal Royale. Super Animal Royale. Probably one of
I haven't played that in a long time. I've seen you and my brother playing it recently in the last few years, and I've really been wanting to play it. I played it when it like first came out.
Oh, people are so fucking good at the game now. It's scary.
I know, it's scary. There's a lot of AI though, sadly.
No, not anymore. The past couple updates.
Okay, that's good.
I had full lobbies yesterday.
Ooh.
Well,
I have 20 hours in it, and the last time I played was 2019.
Did you know I'm a Super Animal Royale content creator? Like I have like the title, like I have a shirt.
What?
And everything.
I didn't know that. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's one of those cool things that nobody cared about until the Rain World collab came out, and everyone went, "Hey, do you have any Slug Cat codes?" And I'm like, "If you come to my stream in a couple of weeks, you can get one."
As a matter of fact, I do. Okay, I'm installing that right now because that's one of the only battle royales I've actually really liked. It was really fun.
It's still really fucking good.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites, hands down. Like,
I still have my like win crown too, so
I
won't look like a complete noob.
You kill a player and it feels so good. Like I had a 1v1 with somebody yesterday that was like 3 minutes long, which 3 minutes in that game is like 2 circles. So like we're fucking duking it out. And we both are at like 1 HP repeatedly, and then we kept getting third partied, and then they kept getting fourth partied, and then we would heal while they're getting fourth partied, and then we would go back and we'd fight again. And eventually, I lost. They fucking popped the kissing emote on me, and they won the game. It was beautiful. Like there's really like I love Super Animal Royale because the player base is incredibly competitive. Like every fight feels so fucking real. Like you get into a real fight and your blood starts boiling because you're like,
Oh,
yes,
real.
yes, yes, I'm gonna kill
Yeah.
you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill
Oh,
you.
I'm so bad at that. My hands be shaking.
I used to
Yeah.
feel that way, and then I'm starting to work the rust off again. I'll show you the way the
Yeah.
world
That
works.
harkens back to my friends v friends thing I was saying. I'm trying to shake that rust off. I start staring at like them instead of my crosshairs. It's like yeah.
Yeah, playing Prince vs. Friends is a tough one too, but it's also, I would say, my favorite quote unquote boomer shooter. Exclusively
For
because
shooting.
it
Yeah.
um your gunplay is such a big deal, but there's so much strategy behind the decks.
Yeah.
And I
It really is. Yeah, interesting.
love that. That's why it's my favorite game, because my aim, I'm not gonna be like, I don't get on aim trainers. I don't fucking,
Me
I don't
neither.
have an
Yeah.
Adderall prescription. Like I gotta fucking raw dog that. And my aim is not fantastic. I can put a reticle on someone's head and I can hit left click. And that's about as good as I do. But it's like in Friends vs. Friends, it's like, oh, well, now I'm gonna back in the fucking first week when you could bomb tech people. Oh, that was bad. Oh, that was so bad. You could just throw a bomb at somebody and shoot it in the air, and it had like an 8 meter instant kill radius. Oh, oh, that sucked. Did
I
you?
don't
Did you?
remember what character it is in Friends versus Friends right now, but they get the turrets. I think it's the hair. They get the 2 turrets for every turn.
Oh,
Then I
that sounds
stacked my
annoying as
deck with
shit.
like 3 more turrets. So like every turn I get like I just spawn and I throw out like 3 to 5 turrets, and it's been really working for
So
me.
you
Pisses
soften them
everyone
up.
off. Yeah. Find a nice corner. Yeah. I digress. I look forward to it. I look forward to that.
Excellent. Well, we've been going for about 2 hours.
Really? It's been 2 hours.
Yeah, I know, right?
God dang.
I
Wow.
figure that's probably a good cutting off point for the first Yapcast. I don't know what we're gonna officially call it, but I might have that be the running name for now.
Okay. Well, I honored you'll key that then if that becomes a thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I think so. It's fitting. Like behind the scenes, like we, as one should, like we thought of stuff to talk about any of it. Pretty
Yeah,
much. Or
I'm sitting on 2 scientific
yeah,
papers right
bounce
now.
around.
like,
Yeah,
what was I even thinking?
yeah.
um,
TLDR, AI sucks. We'll
True.
talk about that next time.
Yeah. We'll come up with something. I figure, with this being the first one, I think we can keep it pretty loose. I'm gonna have to go find more desk images, more conference tables, so I can
Yeah,
till we can find a professional artist to make our dreams come true.
it's true. Or
I
we
mean,
can
I could.
find like a map. Yeah, we can find a map. Make a VR map. Yeah, we'll see what
I thought
happens.
about doing this in VR, but then I was like, I don't want to plug my shit in right now.
Next time, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we
All
can do
y'all
that.
should let us know like how the format went, and also what could be good. Mace, my cat says hello as well.
I
But
may.
yes, that was a blast. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Everyone, PawllyDee. I'll be sure to link his YouTube in the description. If you like if you like any music, if you just like music, you like music, you should probably check out PawllyDee if you haven't already. Um, Obviously, if you're interested in hearing more about my stuff, it's all kind of here. So I don't need to link myself, which is nice. But in the meantime, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day, and we'll probably do this again in a few weeks.
Surely.
Splendid. This is the part you need to cut. This is the part you need to cut. It's really loud. No! 50 quid.
On sale.
50
Why are you
quid.
using British currency terms for Isaac? It's coins.
I don't give a fuck.
I think the Bible
sterling.
abuse kind of still fits for British people too. Let them have this. Permit this.
True, allow it.
Why is it called Poundland?
It's a land
Because
for
that's where
pounds.
you go to get.
That's where they make them.
They make pounds.
Yeah, they make them.
Is it like a weight gain thing or like a currency thing?
Oh, like feederism? Oh, okay, I know about that.
They should call it something else. I think somebody's gonna get really confused. They're gonna show up and they're gonna
And
be
maybe
like,
horny about it.
"I'm so hungry right now. I need someone to feed me."
I mean to be fair, Poundland is just kind of a shop of random stuff. If
They
they were
probably
hungry,
do
they could
have
just get like
food.
They do. It's just kind of crap.
But you can get a lot of it, right?
They use. I mean, yeah, it's basically a pound.
That makes
It's like
sense.
Shocking
Okay.
enough.